Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to Duct Tape Dynasty. I am the Duct Tape Dude.
I'm the dude.
And this is week 16 of our podcast, broadcast, NFL Pick'em, whatever you want to call it, show thing. We are here. We are live. It's Friday night, but man, I'm excited to be here. It is almost Christmas. I hope everybody out there is doing incredible. We got a good show for you tonight. Got some cool trivia coming up. But before we get started, if you would, minimize that screen, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do all that good stuff for us, because that gets the algorithm going. That gets YouTube spreading our love around for everybody so they can all see us and hopefully enjoy our show as much as we enjoy doing it. But hey, guys, tonight we've got none other than the Bully as our co-host. Bully, how are you, brother? How are things out east?
I'm good, guys. I'm doing well tonight. We got some picks week 16. We got the holidays coming right around. I'm doing great, brother.
Yeah, man. It's Friday night, and it's Friday before Christmas. I can't believe it, dude. It is December 22nd. We are just a couple days away from stinking Christmas. That is insane. That is insane, man. So you ready? You ready for Christmas? You got things coming up? What's Bully do on for Christmas? What do you do? What's your plan?
We got event with both sides of my family. I'll be Gil the Goat won't be there this year, which is a shame, but I will be with his family at one point. And then my father said we do a huge Christmas Eve bash every year. It's a lot of fun. And then my sister, 823, is throwing a little Christmas party. This has become a tradition since she's bought her house, so that'll be a lot of fun too. I'm excited to see everyone mingle, mix it up, and let's have some fun.
Yeah, man. Good deal. You got a couple days off. I mean, it falls on Monday. You're a working man. You are a hard labor kind of guy. You guys off on Monday, I hope, right?
Thank Christ. Yeah.
All right. Well, good deal. Yeah, I'm off Monday and Tuesday. I took an extra day, so I'm excited for it as well. All our families out there in Montana, so we do our local stuff here, but we got both kids in the house again, so excited for that. I know we talked about that last week. We got Landon back from Montana safely. He's on the mend. He's feeling a lot better, so Christmas should be fun. It seems that none of us got his sickness, so that's a good thing. I don't want to curse it, but yeah. So anyway, man, you had a heck of a week, and we're going to talk about it. We'll get there. You won the week outright, bro. You had a heck of a week, and like I said, we're going to get there. But before we do, let's do our on a roll segment, one that you are so famous for, brother. You've got the ticket there, so let me switch us over, turn it over to you. Tell us who is on a roll for week 15.
And this is one of my favorite parts of the show, but we got Baker Mayfield starting off going 22 for 28 with 381 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, thrown at a 158.3 clip for the passer rating. And Baker Mayfield, my hat's off. You were on a roll, brother. Jared Goff, another big week, leading the march for those Detroit Lions. Huge season for them, going 24 for 34, 278 passing yards. Solid little game. 5 touchdowns, thrown at 134.6 for the passer. Jared Goff, congratulations, because you were on a freaking roll, brother. And one of my guys, I like this kid. He's on my fantasy team. Run CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Monster freaking week. He went 18 rushes for 115 yards, rushing for 1 touchdown. On top of that, he caught 5 balls for 72 yards with 2 tutties. And Run CMC, pal, you were on a freaking roll like you always. I keep doing your thing. You're just stacking it up. We're in the playoffs, buddy. Keep us going, kid, because you were on a roll. James Cook. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. James Cook with one of the biggest running weeks we've seen rushing-wise, and he caught 2 balls for 42 yards and a touchdown. On top of that rushing, like I said, 179 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. Huge freaking week. It was 25 carries, correct? Was it 25? And that's a big week out there in Buffalo because you wasn't making a playoff match, so we got to look at who we're rooting for there. All right, and that's what I got for now. boys and girls.
Yeah, and you know what? There was now I didn't send it to anybody, but there was a few other players that that could have been on there. You know, one of the guys, and it seems like it's every week that he's almost on there, and it's like I have to stop putting him on there. Is Brock Purdy, man. Mr. Irrelevant is very, very relevant this year.
Purdy's playing some great ball, and he's in the MVP race. They got him #1 right now. It's him and McCaffrey, 1 and 2 on the same team. That San Francisco team, they're going to be chronicled Monday night. We're going to see them play a tough game this Monday against Baltimore, correct?
Yeah, against our boy, old Lamar out there. So we'll see how that's going to go. But yeah, man, wow, the Niners they are a freaking train right now. Anyway, so yeah, Bully, as always, killing it on the honor roll section. There's our guys. Like I said, it was kind of hard to pick. You know, there were some other guys in there that I actually had to take off the list just to make this list. So there's some weeks where it's hard to make a list. This was not one of those weeks. This was a huge week in the NFL. So anyway, so with that, let's go over to our trivia segment this week. This is a good one, and thank you, Andrew, as always, by the way. He does our honor roll poll stuff. Thank you for sending that out. I do poll as well, but the official is Andrew over there, kind of right there. You see the logo. That's his Big Sky Ducks on the Instagram. That's where you can definitely vote every week for the honor roll player of the week, and we will announce that at the end of the show who won out of these 4. But he also sends me all the cool stuff for trivia. He sends me all these trivia ideas, and this is one of the ones he sent me. So this week for trivia, oh, you know what? Shoot. Well, I'll ask it afterwards. But this week for trivia, the most receiving touchdowns since 2000. So we're talking current, kind of newer stuff. The most receiving touchdowns, it could be a running back, it could be anybody, it could be receiver, it could be tight end. There's 8 of them out there. Who are the top 8? And you guys in the comments, throw them out there, throw your ideas. I've got them listed in order, and I've got the number of touchdowns here written down. Give us who you think, and Bully, I want to hear from you as well, who you think since 2000 would be in the top 8 guys most receiving touchdowns. Who you got?
You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, starting off, I got my man Randy Moss. I got Rob Gronkowski.
Okay.
Travis Kelce, Terrell Owens, Keenan Allen. I threw Wes Welker in there. I feel like that's a bit of a sleeper pick. I think he caught a lot of touchdown passes. I got DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald. Those are my picks.
Okay, that's a solid list. Solid list. Guys in the comments, throw them out there. Who do you think the top receiving touchdown getters are from the NFL? Let's go with the top 3 right now. And that's a good list, Bully. I like that. And, a name that I love, and every time I hear his name, I stop, I look, Wes Welker, man. That guy... Man, he's a machine. Now I will say I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. He's not on the list. He did not make it. But that guy, if you want to talk about catches, like he was just getting murdered across the middle all for years for the Patriots. I mean, he caught a ton of balls, not necessarily in the end zone though. At least not in the top 8 for the touchdowns. I should have gone down and got like 10 of them so I could have seen who almost was on the list. But I've got the top 8. So you had Kelce on there. You had Gronk on there. Wally put Lamar. Now, Lamar, but this is most receiving touchdowns. So he'd have to catch his own ball. That's tough. But Lamar is one of our favorites, I tell you what. So he's always in there. I see. Yeah, we've got a Moss. We got another one for Kelce out there. Kelce's, man, he's definitely coming up on the list if he's not already on it. My wife is saying Sanders. Okay, not a bad pick. I like it. John Denver. John Denver. That John Denver's full of no. Anyway, so let's reveal. Okay, let me give us our top 3. The top 3 Randy Moss, 128 touchdowns. Terrell Owens, that was on your list. He is 123. Another one that was on your list, Larry Fitzgerald, 122 touchdowns. Okay, so that's the top three. Keep throwing them in the comments, guys, who you think. And I'll just keep revealing them here. Let's see. That's that one. This next one, the next two. This I like. A couple of tight ends, although not Kelsey. Antonio Gates. There you go. Antonio Gates, 116 touchdowns. And then Tony Gonzalez, 111. Old Tony Gonzo out there. And then some real current guys. Well, one of them's really, really current. In fact, he might be higher on the list right now. The next three on the list, Marvin Harrison, 95 touchdowns. Gronk, there you go. There's your boy, 93. And as of the creation of this list, Devontae Adams, 92. So he's about to pass and catch and pass Gronk. He will do it this year. But yeah, so he's climbing up the list. And again, so that's Moss, 128. T.O. 123, Larry 122, Antonio Gates 116, Gonzo with 111, Marvin Harrison 95, Gronk 93, Devontae Adams 92. He might have more than that now. That's quite a list, dude. What do you think?
I mean, that's one hell of a list. Marvin Harrison, I can't believe I left that off my list.
Yeah.
You forget how good Marvin Harrison was. That guy was great.
Oh my gosh. Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning was the old Joe DiGeri. It was the Joe DiGeri of the 2000s, you know? So anyway, there you go, guys. There's the list. That's pretty cool. Again, thanks to Andrew, who I think is actually on the road. He said he might try to watch. I told him, please don't. Just watch it afterwards. We don't need you crashing on your way home for Christmas. But anyway, great subject. So thank you to Andrew. I like that one. Mary says Millie has a lot of receiving yards. Yes, she does. Millie is actually, I don't know if you know this, Bully. I have a service dog, a German Shepherd. You may have seen a picture of her or whatnot. Her name's Millie. And yes, she loves playing fetch. So Millie has a lot of receiving yards. That is for sure. 9-year-old, now retired, German Shepherd service dog. She actually got to go out with us last night. We went out with some friends. That's why our show's delayed by a day. We went out with some friends. Had a great time last night. Mexican food. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So kudos to the wife for putting that together. That was a good time. And to the Westbrooks, who we went out with, thank you so much. That was awesome. So, all right, let's get to the week that was, brother. Let's talk about it. It was your week. You had the outright win. You went 12-4 last week. You had a rough week the week before, but boy, did you come back. Congratulations. Outright win. 12-4. Solid. So, okay, let me just read the results. Bully came in 12-4. Cole and myself right behind him at 11-5. So he only got one game up on me. Bo, though, dropped one to Cole. He's 10-6. So is Dave. Wally came in at 10-6 as well. We all had pretty good weeks. Andrew 9-7 though. Andrew 9-7, but at least we're all in the win column. And the lean was 11-5 this week. So there you have that. Let's see. Let's review the week that was. Any surprises? Let's see. We got Las Vegas beat the Chargers. Surprise, surprise, right? We all picked Vegas on that one. Let's see. Carolina getting the win though against Atlanta. You know, go figure, right? We all pick Atlanta, and then Carolina gets, how many wins do they have now? Like 3? How many wins? 2, 3? They're terrible. So we all missed on that one. Let's see, Carolina. Yeah, 2-12. So they got their second win of the season against Atlanta. Houston beat Tennessee. We all picked Tennessee, and let's see, any other surprise? Oh, Seattle beating Philly. What's going on with Philly, dude? They haven't they dropped like 3 in a row?
Yeah, I just coming out stale.
Mm-hmm.
I think A.J. Brown hasn't been very involved in their offense. What I noticed watching the game, I'm not seeing enough from him. The run games look fine. The run games look great. Jalen Hurts is playing some decent football, moving the ball with his legs. They're not finding their guys. So something's up with that receiving core. I don't know if guys are just upset or they're not getting open. I have no idea. But I was watching the game, and A.J. Brown was a non-factor. And I look at him as one of the best players in football. So that's surprising for me.
Yeah, no, I think Jalen, now granted, that was just this week. I think he was sick. I saw something about like the flu game, the Michael Jordan flu game. This was a flu game for Jalen, but still they dropped 2 before this. So yeah, something's going on with them. The old Sirianni magic is not rolling right now. And this week they got the New York Giants, so I think they should probably get back. Yeah, so
those Giants streaky right now, though. That's not a sleeper game with this DeVito. He's got a lot of freaking momentum. I've gone out and said he's not my favorite player in football, but I'll tell you, that kid can play the game of football. I will say that.
It's a lot of fun seeing these guys who are, coming in. Unfortunately, a lot of it, it's all because of injuries. There's been a ton of quarterback injuries that have happened, but I mean, we've seen some cool stories. And yeah, the DeVito story, the the Italian stallion out there, he's been awesome. There's been a lot. I mean, Brock Purdy, he came in because of injury, and look at what he's done. That kid is incredible. Even Justin Herbert, I mean, he got put in when old, what's his name? Got stabbed in the lungs. They poked his lungs. Tyrod, there we go. Yeah, that guy. Yep. Poor guy. Something always happens to him, and then whoever replaces him turns into this great quarterback, and he gets traded. It's happened like for 4 teams in a row now. Let's see. There were some. Who else has got a quarterback that's? I'm trying to think. No. Okay. Drew Lock went out there and got the win. He puts himself back on the map, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, Chicago should have beat Cleveland. Anyway, there was some interesting games out there, but that's the week that was. The nice thing is we all got big time into the win column, so that was solid. And again, congrats to you. Outright win. Not very many outright wins by folks this year. So congrats. You won week 15. And you win up a game on me. So let's look at the stats that were. This is I know you can't see it, brother, but I'm showing the stats that were. And oh, by the way, I know we talked about this. I went and I geeked out. I put. So like on the YouTube, you'll have to go back and watch. It's like snowing on the thing. I'm all excited about that. I hope please tell me you guys like the snow thing. That's my excitement is I'm like, oh, I made it snow. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so there's the week that was the old standings. Let's look at the new standings though. That's what everybody wants to see. So fading it over, Bo. 143 and 81. He's at 93.8%. Cole, 140 and 84. Dave right on his heels, 139.85. Wally tied with Dave, 139.85. Andrew then, 136 and 88. Yourself at 131 and 93. And then I'm one game behind you, man. I'm trying to get rid of this trophy at 130 and 94. The Iron Shaft with Cow Pie Cluster. I'm trying to get rid of it, but you keep. I mean, you keep every time I do well. It seems like you do one game better. I just can't get there. So, congrats again on a great week. But so looking at the percentages, Bo is again ahead at 63.8. Cole tied with the lean at 62.5%. And then you got Dave and his dad, Wally, 62.1. Andrew kind of just middle of the packing, sort of, at 60.7. And then you and I are still in the 50s, but you got me by 0.5%. 58.5%, and I'm at 58 even. We're still in the win column, so whatever, dude. So, yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Let's talk about this week, though. This week, we've got Christmas games, dude. This is Christmas falling on a Monday. Christmas is usually reserved for, basketball. It's been heavily basketball, but now with it falling on a Monday, you get the NFL in there as well. I wonder how basketball is going to fare in the ratings with good NFL on. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it. Like we're a day late on the show, so a game has already happened. The Thursday night game. Everybody except Dave picked the Rams and got a win. So we are 1-0. Dave is 0-1. Unfortunately, he went with New Orleans and it did not work out. So Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Most of us picking Cincinnati. What is Pittsburgh, man? Are they? What are they?
Is Mitch Trubisky playing quarterback this week?
I don't know.
Yeah. They're as good as their quarterback. Their defense usually shows up, but it's quarterback play in Pittsburgh, and it hasn't been great. Even with Roethlisberger, it was fine. He was formidable, and he was an NFL quarterback, no question about it. But they got to be able to move the chains, move the ball, and score touchdowns because the defense has always been tough. It's just we're seeing it out here in New England. It's not all about defense. You got to be able to move the ball, and they can't move the football.
Yeah. Does Tomlinson survive after this? I know Pittsburgh always keeps their coaches. They've had like 3 coaches in 100 years.
I think gets out of this. I think they do need more for him to win. They've won with him in the past. He's put a great product on the field. Pittsburgh's never been a fun team to watch, but it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. You think of those old steel curtain defenses. I know they had Terry Bradshaw, run and gun, fun time. But you grind it out, Pittsburgh. They're the Steelers. They're the steel workers. That's what you think. Bring your lunch. When you go to Pittsburgh, be ready to play. And Tomlin brings that attitude to the team. And that's a well-run franchise. And they have been for years. They've had longevity with coaches. They've had great long-term players from the defensive side of the football, the offensive. They do a great job. That's a great franchise. I think Tomlin is on the block. If it's not this year, you look at what happens next year, and it's keep getting put back because he's a top 5 coach, I would think, in the NFL. I mean, it's tough to find 5 names of guys that are better coaches year in and year out than Mike Tomlin.
That is a good point, and I think I said Tomlinson. That's just, I'm a Chargers fan, so that's my bad. Sorry about that. Not that he's going to see this. But yeah, Mike Tomlin. The thing is, I think this is going to be his first losing season that he's ever had as a coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because last year it was close, but I think he got still a winning season out of it. But it doesn't look like they're going to get a winning season this year. So, but one thing I didn't talk about is this next game brings it to mind. One of the guys that I had as an on a roll player that I ended up pulling off the list was old Aiden O'Connell from the Raiders, because we got rid of Staley. The Raiders went and absolutely murdered us. And I was excited about it because I knew the next day the curse that is Brandon Staley was finally going to go away. And so I put Aiden O'Connell on there originally, said thank you and all this stuff because he finally got rid of Brandon Staley. I can't believe they even let Staley back on the plane on the way back from Vegas, man. That was 63 to, I think they ended up with 21 at the end, but holy cow, what a game. So
I need more Staley. I gotta feel this relief going into Christmas. Is that the Christmas present prior to Christmas that just kind of turns? Oh.
I tell you what, as a Charger fan, that does feel kind of like a Christmas present. So, although, it was painful to watch the Chargers lose, it always is, but that was one that became not as painful because the writing just was on the wall. It was 42-0 at the half, dude. That was insane. So anyway,
do Do you think the call came in during the game? Let's just get it.
It did. I remember I sent that text. Old NFL Mike was at the game, and the dude was in the end zone. Like I got a picture that he sent of himself. He was like on the field level in the end zone. He's just miserable because it was in Vegas. He's wearing all this Chargers stuff, and they're just getting absolutely murdered. But he sent me a text, and it was from like the owners of the Chargers, and they're like, "This Staley crap is over, man. He is gone." And that was in the middle of the game. So I think what Richard Sherman said, he should have got fired at halftime. That would have been pretty epic. I think he pretty much got fired at halftime. It was just like, well, just go out there and finish the game. But like I said, I'm surprised they let him on the freaking plane on the way back. But oh, sorry, I'm blabbing way too much about that. Bottom line is that the Chargers are playing Buffalo, and I think Buffalo is going to easily win that game. Indy, Atlanta, we all pick Indy. That seems like an obvious one, but what do you think? Is that a gotcha game maybe?
I just can't pick Atlanta. I can't pick them. You can't rely on them. You don't know what they're going to do. I think Indy's the better team, but you don't know what the hell Atlanta's going to do at the end of the day. They got plenty of talent. You know, they do have Desmond Ridder. There was a funny quote, "I'm not leaving the NFL until I win a Super Bowl," and someone put up a meme that said, "Closest you're going to get to a Super Bowl is delivering my DoorDash while I'm watching the game." But, you know.
Brother, you got to send those to the group when you see stuff like that. That's good stuff. I tell you what, man, they got old, isn't it Bijan? Is that their running back?
Yeah.
Why do they not use that guy? Like, what is going on?
I see. I'm not in Atlanta. I have no idea. But, I mean, is he the closest thing you've seen to, like, Marshall, Barry, Tomlinson, just one of those guys with great vision and then the ability to cut and make plays up the field? Because I watched him at Texas. It was his vision and his nose for the end zone like Tomlinson. Watching him in the NFL, the guy's making cuts that his ankle should be rolling over, and it's like nobody can touch this kid. I was watching Mike Vick highlights at Atlanta. I'm going to get into it. And Mike Vick could cut on a dime. Bijan plays running back. Why don't you just give him the freaking football at quarterback and just say, figure it out? You know what I mean? I don't know why more teams don't do that, because these guys are that athletic where if you gave him a schematic and you drew up plays for him to throw the ball, he would dominate the freaking NFL. He would.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts built like Adrian Peterson. The guy plays quarterback and he runs a 4.3. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. So anyway, yeah, Indy should win that game. They do have more talent, and Atlanta seems to not use the talent that they have. That's the way I look at Atlanta. Green Bay, Carolina, none of us went with Carolina. They somehow pulled it out last week, got their second win of the year. I think Green Bay obviously gets back on the train. Now, Cleveland, do you have something on that one?
This game worries me because Green Bay is another team that I can't pick and rely on even against a bad team. And if Carolina comes in and says we can win this game and it's good for the young quarterback to get another W under his belt, watch out. I wouldn't call it a safe game. I will say that.
Okay, that's fair. It's in Carolina. Not that their home field advantage does much. Did you see the picture of their stadium last game? There was like 7 people in it. It was terrible. It was terrible. In fact, NFL Mike actually did a video, and I think they were giving tickets for 49 cents. And I'm not kidding. 49 cents for tickets. Yeah.
In.
Say that again.
I'm going today. I'm in. We're tailgating. We're making more noise than the entire crowd. Let me know the next time they do that. We'll get tickets and I'll catch a flight.
Yeah. I mean, for that price, holy cow. But so then Cleveland, Houston is you picked Houston. You're the only one that went with Houston. Is CJ back in? Is he rolling?
You know what? As I made the pick, I didn't know what was going on with CJ. It's a game time decision, it sounds like. I don't know. Was he in or out? Have you looked it up recently? I looked it up yesterday. It was still on the fence when I made the pick. I got to stand by it. And a big part of it is Houston's at home.
Yeah, yep. And I'm looking, CJ Stroud. Oh, he is out. Concussion. Yeah, that might be a tough one for you. But then again, last week, Carolina won. I mean, you never know in the NFL. So, Detroit, Minnesota, the only person that picked Minnesota is the guy who's on the road, old Andrew with his pink coloration, whatever. Yeah, I think Detroit should get back on a roll there. You see anything scary with that? I mean, I guess that could go either way, but I think that's a Detroit win pretty handily. Yeah.
No, I like Detroit too. I think Minnesota's a good team. I don't think they're out of the game, but I do like Detroit. I think, tough environment to travel into Minnesota. I think it depends on how many fans are at the game, who's excited. And Detroit's not far from Minnesota. You might see a good traveling fan base for that game that can bring them some momentum too. The fans get very involved. It's a huge part of the game. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And Minnesota, I mean, it seemed, okay, they're one of the ones that have had the quarterback, not controversy, but the woes, because you had Kirk Cousins. There we go. He was the second Achilles of the year. And then the Pasternak came in and did amazing. And now all of a sudden he's like listed number 3. So yeah, Minnesota seems like they're scrambling right now. So that's why I obviously went with Detroit. I don't know. I think Andrew kind of just did a homer pick there, hoping that one will work out for him. Nonetheless, Washington, New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers could have come back, they said, which is absolutely incredible. But they did say they're going to leave him out the rest of the year. I think that's a great call. But dude, I don't know. That guy, what? How is this happening? He tore his Achilles. How is he ready to play?
He's tough as nails. I mean, you can talk about his practice ethic and how brilliant, but the second he puts on his football cleats on Sunday, I'd say 9 times out of 10, he's the best player on the field at any position.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's 4-time MVP of the NFL, and did back-to-back, during COVID. He's a heck of a player, like him or not personally. I know a lot of people they dislike him as personally or whatever, but you can't, I mean, the dude is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think there will be much conversation when his time comes. He'll be right on there. Him, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning are probably the 3 easiest Hall of Fame selections that will ever happen in the NFL. So Seattle, Tennessee, I don't know what's going on with Tennessee. You and I picked them. Will Levis, he went down. Let's check this out. Is he back? What's going on with Will Levis? Questionable. He's still questionable. So, Drew Lock came back and surprised us with the win. We talked about that against Philadelphia. I don't know. Seattle, I mean, I guess this game could go either way, but I do think Tennessee's got the better team, and they definitely got the better running back out there. So I think you and I are taking a win on that one. You got anything on that?
Vrabel at home, I'm taking Tennessee. Win, lose, or draw. Vrabel at home, I like Tennessee.
Yeah, not a bad pick. It's solid. And gosh, I tell you what, they need to wear those Houston Oilers uniforms every week. Every week. That's the greatest. I love that uniform. That is one of the greatest. And I know I'm a Charger fan, the powder blue, greatest, whatever. I love that Houston Oiler uniform. Anyway, even though they're the Tennessee Titans, we get it. Jacksonville, Tampa Bay. I went with Tampa Bay, and you know what? I don't know why. Maybe because Baker was on a roll last week. I'm the only one that picked Tampa Bay. They're at home. I don't know what's going on with Jacksonville, but what the heck. We'll see what happens there. But you, on the next one, pick Arizona over Chicago. That one, that could work out. I mean, Chicago, I don't know what's going on with that team, but why did you pick Arizona over Chicago? You got reasoning for it, or was it just kind of on a whim?
Can I use foul language?
You could have it. Hey, there's no rules here.
Because fuck Chicago.
There you have
I can't picture the Bears doing anything. Arizona, Murray's playing, correct?
Yeah, he's back.
All right, there's your answer. That's why I went with Arizona.
Okay, fair enough. I like it. Dallas, Miami. I mean, Dallas every week, who knows what they're going to do? They're a great team, but they are just, it's like they're a mental mess, dude. I don't know what is going on. They're, I used to blame it on their owner, but now he's not doing all the crap he used to do when old Jason Garrett was the head coach. I don't know. Dallas is always, they just seem like a mental mess, but I still picked them against in Miami. There's two of us, Dave and Andrew actually went with Miami. I think that game could go either way, honestly, but what the heck? You got anything for that one?
I felt the same way. It's a good matchup. Dallas is streaky. I think the biggest problem with Dallas is Jerry gets involved, and then everyone starts rolling their eyes, and they're like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" Jerry just came down and shined his boots up and gave us the pep. At the end of the day, we all work for you, pal. Like, let us play fucking football and let the coaches coach, let the players play. You know?
Yeah, you know, when in he has been better with Mike McCarthy. Granted, whatever, but. With Jason Garrett in there, I mean, he was terrible. He would come down to the sidelines and it's like, Jerry, come on, bro. What are you doing? You hired a coach for a reason, you know? Anyway, I haven't seen him doing that as much, but yeah, Jerry Jones, I think that team will get better as Jerry Jones becomes less involved. Sadly. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to Jerry Jones, but I just think, yeah, you get it. But the next game, New England, Denver, your team, none of us picked them. Denver has definitely picked up something in the second half of the season, although I saw Sean Payton absolutely ripping on old Russell Wilson on the sideline. So God only knows what's going on behind the scenes with that team, but dude, your New England team is trouble. I'm sorry. So.
You know what though is my only hope this week, and I did take Denver, and as a fan, my only hope for New England this week is we got a lot of defensive personnel, a lot of guys capable of going in and playing. We've always struggled at Denver. I don't think we've beaten them too many times at home, no matter who the quarterback is or the coach or anything like that. Back to the Champ Bailey days, you know what I mean? Benjamin, whatever. But I think if we have enough personnel on defense and we can slow them down. Actually, this is a game to look at the spread on. It's going off at 6.5. I heard last.
I can, yeah. Let me look that up.
Yeah, and I've been asking questions about this, and I like Denver winning by 10. I do.
It's at 7 right now. It's at 7. Denver -7.
I don't hate anyone taking New England if the defense has enough personnel to really go in and stay fresh on the football field in that atmosphere, that climate, that hard weather, that mile high. And a lot of times I'll take Denver because they're at home. I've seen guys, Bo's made that pick for Denver, knowing his team and knowing we can go to Denver and play football, and it's benefited him quite a few weeks. So shout out to Bo for just picking Denver and being an absolute stud with the Denver picks throughout the weeks that have basically gotten him catapulted to the top of the whatever. All right. Yeah.
No, that's a great take. You're absolutely right on that. Bo, man, and you've said it multiple times when you've been on here, when it gets scary when we see Bo making a pick that none of us made, because he usually ends up being right. There's a reason he's in first place, and he's 3 games up in first place. So anyway, 3 games left there, and they're all the Christmas games. They're the helmets I got over the shoulder. Thanks to my boys for getting all these helmets out for me. It was, as always, a mad scramble at the last minute to get everything put together, but we got the helmets out there. Las Vegas at Kansas City. Vegas, obviously, huge game against the Chargers last week. That was last week, right? But I mean, they're going to Kansas City. I don't see them repeating. So Las Vegas, they had the game where it was 0-3. And they lost to Minnesota. Then the next week they come out and go 63-21 against my Chargers and finally get rid of Staley, which I love. I think they're going to be closer to the 0 again this week. What do you think against Kansas City?
I like Kansas City, and I do. Going in, they're the juggernaut in the AFC for the last 4 or 5 years, basically. It's Kansas City. They're the Chiefs. Clearly, Kelsey Mahomes and Kelsey wasn't a huge presence last week at the game, but clearly the Chiefs. They're going to win football games. I like them better than Vegas. I think they're a very well coached team. I think they're a better coached team than Vegas. And Andy Reid's the big difference maker in Kansas City, and I like them going into this week for the win.
I liked it. That's a good take. Man, you've got great takes today. I'm loving it. Absolutely. Okay, New York Giants, Philly. That's a division game. These are all division. Are they all division games? Is Baltimore, San Francisco, are they in the same division?
No, that's AFC, NFC, and
Okay.
that could be a Super Bowl. That could be a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah. There we go.
Like Baltimore Baltimore out of the AFC, and San Fran. So it's my Super Bowl preview. I like both teams coming out of our division. This is a huge fucking matchup at the end. But let's get to the Giants, Philly. We all like the Eagles, correct?
We all took them. Yep.
And this game actually kind of worries me.
Yeah, because we don't know what's going on with Philly. Like we said in the beginning, they dropped 3 in a row now. They are definitely not on a roll, but they are favored by 13.5 in this game, if you want to go by the spread. So they should win, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think of them either. They seem like they're struggling. I mean, they're kind of a mess right now, if there's such a thing for that.
Did guys see enough film on Hurts to figure him out? Is it like what happened with Kaepernick, where he's just throwing dots all game, and now it's like we can get in the way of these passes because it's not about touch, it's about speed and velocity and everything else. Rocket freaking arm that should do it. Has Jalen Hurts been figured out by the NFL? What's going on?
I think this game will be a good one to evaluate that. You know, let's see what the Giants do against them. Is the tape out there on Hurts? That's a good take. I like that, Bully. That's a good one.
Is he human? Are we humanizing this guy? Is there other things going on with Hurts? Is he down to earth? What's going on? You know, this guy was, playing the best football in football for the past 2 years. Arguably, the MVP last year was Mahomes at the end of the year. Hurts looked like the best player in football all season. Mahomes deserved to win the MVP. Looked terrific at the beginning of the season. Is this guy human?
That's good. And by the way, announcement to make: the GOAT has arrived. Gil the GOAT is in the comments. He's here. He has arrived. Merry Christmas, brother. He says hot take incoming, and I love it. Gil the GOAT.
Hold the phones. Let's all just pause and wait for this take.
Yeah. Give it to us, Gil. And that's actually what what Wally said. Give it to us. Let's hear it, brother. Okay. Yes. As we're waiting eagerly for whatever Gil's about to say, he's usually on fire anytime he shows up. So it's exciting to see him in the comments. I'm glad he's here. We moved the show to Friday just for you, Gil. That, and I went to dinner with some people last night. But yeah, Baltimore, San Francisco. This is going to be a tough game. And I like your take there that this could be a Super Bowl preview. Last week, Andrew said, he predicts that Baltimore will be in Vegas come February for the Super Bowl. So who knows? But man, San Francisco, we talked about it earlier. They're just an absolute train right now. I was going to put up we used to have the socials segment. I was going to put one up about Brock Purdy. And again, we already talked about him, but he is leading the NFL in every statistical category for quarterbacks right now. It is insane. The guy is just, but you've got old Lamar, our boy, Old Faithful, watching our stuff, seeing our stuff. We are so thankful that he always does. He's a force to be reckoned with, and that Baltimore team is. So let's see. They have the Niners favored by 6. Maybe that's just the home field advantage. I don't know. I don't know. This will be a test though for San Francisco 49ers. I think we get a definite feel for just how solid. This is a test for the Niners, is it not?
I think this is one of their bigger games of the year, yes. And they've had some big games this year. I say it every week, and I think I've been right every week. Is Debo in the lineup?
Yeah.
That's for the Niners. That turns it into a 10-on-10 game. He needs to be accounted for on every play. That's who the game plan goes to because you can't let him cut it loose. Then you've got McCaffrey everywhere on the field. You got Waco doing his thing. Purdy's formidable, and they also have a top 5 defense in the league.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, yeah, their defense. They got some guys on that. Jeez, we don't even think about the defense. That's a great take. You know, they got Bosa on there, dude. So,
what a name, George Kittle.
Yeah.
The guy's 245 pounds. He runs a 4.36 coming out of college. He can clearly move. He still runs great. I mean, get the heck out of it. I got San Fran this week. I just got to say it. I'm sure you've seen the statistics. I have San Fran this week.
Yeah, we all did. We all took them. And so those are our 3 Christmas games. And man, that's a decent Christmas lineup, you know? So I know you said you're going to be pretty busy. Are you going to hang around the TV and make sure you see these games when they're happening? Or are you just going to kind of follow the scores as they come in?
I'll have a cookie at some point and watch some of the football game. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm hoping that I get some good TV time, and I expect I will. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. That's going to be a good one. Gil says he hates the Ravens. He respects them, but he hates them. So I think Gil is with us.
Gil's never liked Ray Lewis, and it really stems back to the time Ray Lewis watched the movie Gladiator. And and he watched it before every game. And Gil said it's a soft movie, hot take. It's my favorite movie, Gil. He's never liked Ray Lewis. He wasn't a big Joe Flacco guy. And, you know, this is all true stuff. Even when they won the Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer, Gil said they weren't going to win. And, well, you know, that's what happened. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, that's meant to be. The question that I forgot to ask at the beginning of the show, you mentioned the movie thing. It's Christmas. Let's hear it. You can either give us your single favorite or your top 3 Christmas movies. And guys, in the comments, throw them in there as well. I can't wait to see what Gil says for Christmas movies. But yeah, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Top 3, whatever.
So it is a top 3. We had the old VHS growing up. I was born in 19. We had the VHS. What up? They had Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the Kris Kringle story, the Santa Claus story, where the Meister, it's the Burgermeister, Meisterherder. It's the Burgermeister, Meisterburger. That's how I heard it when I was 5. That's how I'll say it today. And those are the top 3, the old cartoons with the puppets or whatever they were, with Frosty out there singing the songs. Rudolph, you've got misfit toys everywhere. They're throwing Christmas away. Kids are getting cold. Kris Kringle saves the day. Young man turned old. Coming of age story. It's beautiful stuff.
Those are great. Yeah, you know, those are some great Christmas memories that I have. You know, that was remember when we used to have to actually plan to be in front of the not even VHS time frame, but we had to actually look at the TV schedule and make sure we were home in time to watch the Charlie Brown starting at 7 or whatever.
We had the VHS and we recorded them because they were on ABC one year so that we could have all of the Christmas movies because they were playing in a marathon. And speaking of which, we had a commercial, and if my sisters are watching, the old Disney commercial where Dad's on vacation, he packs up the was it Mickey Mouse or whatever, and says, "Won't you be lonely?" We laughed about that for days. Remember recording on VHS? Do you remember this? And you get the classic commercials and everything else. Those commercials on a VHS tape should be worth money someday because those look like the old Pepsi commercials.
Yes.
Remember the Pepsi with Jeff Gordon and everything? And
remember the Cindy Crawford ones? Those were mine.
Oh my God. Diet Pepsi. Yes. Oh my God. And the guys come out of the gas station. Oh
man, those are great.
Cindy Whoa.
Yeah. And my wife's in the comments. I better shut up.
That was my fault.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But no, that's surprising. I did not expect your Christmas movies to be the old Kris Kringles and the cartoon ones, but those were classics. And what a time that was. Yeah, I remember being so excited when we got a VHS recorder that you could set the timer and it would start recording at yeah, so
well, that's a DVR. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, but all right. So we do have some good comments. Mr. I Love Weed has come back. This is the second time we've seen you. Welcome back, brother. And he says he loves Bad Santa. That's his Christmas movie. That's yeah. Not going to argue about that. Oh God. He also says me and Cindy had many great nights. No comment. Let's move on to Gil's comment then. He said, by the way, Gil is calling you out. He says, Bully's telling lies. I love Gladiator, the movie. Ray Lewis is a convicted murderer, though.
I wasn't going to say that was the reason, but I was blaming the movie Gladiator. All right, Gil. All right. Ben's in a serious mood tonight. Gil's in a serious mood. Gil is in a serious mood. He called me a liar. Gil, I am putting you on record, and I'm writing it down right now that you said Gladiator is not a good. Oh, he said it's a good movie?
He says he liked it. He says he loves Gladiator.
We're in agreement.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let me say, I'll say for my Christmas movies, not that you asked, but I'm going to tell you. I definitely every year, and I can watch it in July, is Christmas Vacation. Old Chevy Chase. That is that is in my top of all movies, not number one necessarily.
Mount Rushmore.
Say that again.
Can I do a fourth in a Mount Rushmore? Because that's in there, and that's not an honorable, but my honorable mention, because that is my fourth, is Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
But my mention, Jack Frost.
Oh, okay. That's good. I like it.
Heartfelt, sentimental, not Frosty the Snowman, but we're getting the same sort of feel off everything. Little magic around Christmas. It's beautiful stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also liked, okay, here's one that's not a feel-good necessarily Christmas movie. I guess it is at the end. With Bill Murray, the old, what the heck was that movie? Where the Christmas past, Scrooged. There you go. Sure. Scrooged. That was a great one. I love that one. And then I like the more current, it's, Santa Claus 2. I like that movie. But Christmas Vacation is definitely my favorite Christmas movie, without a doubt. So Jack Frost, sad movie, made Bully cry like a baby back bitch, is what Gil says. Shall I allow you to respond?
I did. I cried as I stood over you as you cowered. At the sight of it, I'm just kidding. My cousin Gil the Goat.
Gil, Merry Christmas.
Goat's name is Gil.
Yes, I love it. Anyway, guys, it is good to see all of you in the comments. Thank you so much for throwing out comments. And Mr. I Love Weed, it's good to see you back, man. It's been a while. Maybe we need to do Friday shows more often because he shows up on those ones. Let's see. What else do we got? Not necessarily anything movie-wise, but all right. One thing left to do, dude. One thing left to do, and that is to announce our Honor Roll Player of the Week. You've got it. It is yours. The time is now. Take it.
All right, guys. All right, guys. We're going to recap. I got to do it a few times. We're going to recap this. Christian McCaffrey with our On a Roll. Biggest week, coming in 18 rushes, 150 yards. I can't reiterate enough. 115 yards and a touchdown rushing with 5 receptions for 72 yards and 2 tutties. Christian McCaffrey, once again, thank you for being an absolute freaking animal in the game, because you were on a freaking roll, buddy. Hey, love it.
I love it, man. Yes, Christian McCaffrey, multi-time winner now. And yeah, dude, like we said at the beginning of the show, that entire San Francisco team is an absolute train, and he is the locomotive, I would say. Definitely toot toot. Yeah. Anyway, that's what we got. So Gil has a stomach full of Mexican food and loose morals. Go Ducks. Anyway, hey guys, we appreciate everybody in the comments. Thanks for hitting that like button as well. Hey, share the video. Let people know we want more subscribers. We got 155 of them, and we absolutely are so thankful for every one of those. Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas.
All right, well, we're going to get the heck out of here. We thank you guys. We love y'all. Y'all are the best. Have a great week. Have a great Christmas, and we'll see you next week. Be good, brother.
Yeah.